Prizes, you are in the wrong place. The Academy Baseball Association tournament has been full of them as we enter the third round of play here at LakePoint Sports with the tournament's top seed already gone. I'm Cory McCartney. It's another watch party for you as we see Wellington Sports Academy versus Georgia Premier, and another surprise, PDG Academy taking on TNXL. Both those games slated for 11 a.m. first pitches, though I did see the umpires just walk right past us, so we could get started a little bit sooner than anticipated. I'll be joined along the way by Jack McCartney. We'll also hear from some of the guests that we've had stop by the studio here: Sterling Coaxum, RJ Cope, Reeston Durham, and Mason Miller. Now, PDG and WSA playing this deep in the tournament comes as not one but two major surprises thus far. They combined to take down ABA regular season champion in this bracket's top seed P27. WSA beat P27 8-3 on Wednesday. Then PDG, the next time slot, went on to beat them 12-11, so ousting the Blacksmiths. And talk about Cinderella runs. Wellington Sports Academy was 8-13 in league play, finishing in 5th place. Meanwhile, PDG finished in last place, going 4-16 going into this tournament. They were outscored 173-70 during the regular season, but one of them could be playing for a championship on Thursday. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow they'll be playing for one on Friday, but they'll have their work cut out for them. WSA has to tangle with Georgia Premier squad that beat PDG 10-0 on Tuesday, then held on to top TNXL 2-1 on Wednesday. TNXL, meanwhile, 13-0 winners over Eastern Carolina Academy on Tuesday. So these are two extremely explosive offenses ready to put on a show here. Again, we are slated for 11 a.m. first pitch in this one, so we'll see if we get that. We could maybe get a little bit quicker start than anticipated, but we're going to take a quick break here in studio. We'll be back with more. This is the ABA Tournament Watch Party from LakePoint Sports.
Hey, this is Dominic Rossi, LakePoint athlete, and today I'm testing out the new Rawlings Cloud AI. All right, let's do it. There we go. Real whippy. It's a good oppo piece. Oh yeah. Huge sweet spot. Oh, this bat looks sick. It's one of the better looking bats I've seen. And neon green and blue with the grip tape matching. It's oppo gap. This bat's light. It's one of the lighter bats I've swung for sure. No, I'm good with that. Alright. Just got done taking a couple swings with the Rawlings Cloud AI. It's one of the more balanced one pieces, and I usually wasn't a fan of one pieces until now, but really like this bat. So the balance on this bat's definitely not end loaded. It's really balanced. It's really light in my hands, and it actually has for one piece, it actually has a pretty big sweet spot. It almost feels like the Icon sweet spot, but it's a lot lighter, so I like that. I've barreled up a few in the cage and in the games, and it just comes off very easily, like effortless pop from this bat. The design on this bat's pretty cool. It has like 2 different shades of green with the light blue letters, and then I got the light blue grip tape too, so I think this bat looks pretty sick. Definitely one of the more colorful bats, but I like that, so.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Take a look at our Windscreen Factory starting lineups for this one. Georgia Premier going to be led off by second baseman Reeston Durham. Then it's the catcher C.J. Wall, shortstop Cam Jackson, then R.J. Cope, pitcher and DH Ben Laracy, the extra hitter, Bryson Harris, the right fielder, R.J. Groomster, the center fielder, Jason Phillips, the first baseman, Knox Williams, the third baseman, and then Jace Dardar, the left fielder. Meanwhile, for Wellington Sports Academy, they'll be led off by Gabriel Diaz, the second baseman. Then it's Thomas Glenn, the shortstop. Then it's Anthony Isofano, the DH, William Mencho, the right fielder, Eric Flores, center fielder, Michael Donnells playing first base, hitting sixth, hitting seventh is catcher Slade Wayne, and then it's Zachary Pollock, the left fielder, Gabriel Soto, the third baseman, and Peyton Warner will be on the mound. And we'll flip it over here to TNXL and PDG Academy and get those starting lineups. PDG Academy being led off by left fielder Jackson Roberts. Then it's second baseman Jacob Barber, Mason Miller, the third baseman Jerome Fortier, the catcher, Xavion Jackson, the right fielder, Colin Francis, the first baseman, Damian Sasser, the shortstop, Jonathan Vuspokis, the DH, Ryan Kim, the center fielder, and Tyler Smith will be on the mound. Finally, for TNXL Academy, Javier Rosendo, the shortstop, then Zach Bender, right fielder, Danny Melendez, the third baseman, Jensen Veras, center fielder, Alice Hedisis, the first baseman, Caleb Traylor, the DH, Nathaniel Sabino, the second baseman, Tyler Ramos behind the plate, Blake Davis in left, and Carter Lentz on the mound. We are inching closer to first pitch in both of our ball games here. Umpires again have made their way to the field, and there you see the mound, the plate visits. Excited to bring you this action, man. Jack, this has been, no hyperbole because we're obviously in the middle of it. This has been one of the most exciting events I think we have ever had on these fields. And we've obviously had future games over the years. We've had MPI. But, man, just the format of this going in from Monday's home run derby that you got to take in, just the talent level, the excitement level, and then everything that we had happen yesterday with P27, the top seed going out. This has, I mean, I don't know that we could have asked for much more than the way this tournament's unfolded over the last 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pretty cool event to watch. The home run derby was pretty cool. The environment around that was their first one, and it absolutely was a blast to watch. I mean, they were barreling the baseballs left and right, and just absolutely amazing hits all around from all the teams. And then these games have just been really good. I mean, we've had the Cinderella story of WSA throughout this week, but we've also had some great games throughout. All these high-ranked guys going up against each other in these such stacked teams.
Well, we talk about Cinderella stories, and I know WSA kind of had the corner on that when we wrapped up yesterday, but I think you could probably make the argument that PDG may be an even better Cinderella story, considering that on Tuesday, the first day of game action, they were shut out 10-0 by Georgia Premier, and then they bounced back in that 3 o'clock window yesterday, and they hold on to beat P27 and knock them out of the tournament. This was the last place team during the regular season. I go back to this. They were outscored during the regular season 173-70. They were outscored by 103 runs, and they took down the number one seed, and they stand one win away from playing for a championship. WSA is obviously playing with house money at this point. They have to get beat twice to get knocked out of this thing. So they're in a prime position right now. But, man, this is house money for both of them. It was fun talking to Wellington Sports Academy on my way out of the facility yesterday, and I went up to them. I said, guys, that was a lot of fun to watch. And, their coach has said, we really were kind of in awe of the competition. This is their first year as a program. And they were a little bit in awe with the competition level that they were playing against. They're finally now starting to put it all together. And you talk about belief. These guys definitely have a belief amongst themselves right now that they can make a run. Nobody expected this. Nobody expected, frankly, to see either PDG or WSA playing this deep into this thing. So, man, just you got hats off to both of them. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. And they both, again, have their hands full with two really explosive offenses. And, Jack, we really couldn't be asking for much more of a treat than who we get to see on the mound today with Georgia Premier, and that's Vanderbilt signee R.J. Cope, the top-ranked left-handed pitcher in the state of Georgia, 7th overall. He's 11th among all lefties in the nation. An absolute monster, standing 6'8", 235 pounds. And talking to guys like Reese and Durham and Sterling Koch, some really high-level bats. They said when you are facing this guy, and you get a chance now to watch RJ go through his warm-ups here, that ball with the extension of him being 6'8" literally feels like it is on top of you when it comes out of his hands. And then there's the fact that it's at nearly triple digits.
Yeah, I mean, with such a large frame, I mean, we see it sometimes. I mean, Coleman Borthwick's almost the same height, just he's a little
heavier. Yeah.
And it's that same thing of it's just such a large frame that it looks like it's coming from behind you or even like really above you.
And from the left side.
Yeah, and the left side makes it 1,000 times
harder. An uncomfortable matchup anyway, and then you're watching it kind of slingshot in. He's got that really long release. The ball is fully extended down almost to his back hip when he on the mechanics there, and then you're talking about from a right-hander standpoint. I mean, that is a really uncomfortable AB, and that first pitch was 93.5 miles an hour out of his hands here in warm-up. So he is absolutely bringing it in warm-up. So we are underway now, PDG Academy and TNXL. TNXL, again, a team that has been really explosive offensively. Here we go. We got Lentz on the mound for them. So Roberts at the plate here for PDG. Jackson Roberts to be followed by Jacob Barber and Mason Miller. Had Mason here in studio. We'll go watch party view here in a little bit as these games roll along. Give you a chance to get that interview. That's a bouncer to second. Throws for the first out. Little intel here on Carter Lentz on the mound. South Florida signee for TNXL. 32nd ranked right-handed pitcher in the state of Virginia. He's 87th overall in the class. But he gets ground out for out number 1. I'll turn things over to Jacob Barber. Barber hit .344 during the regular season, .912 OPS. It's like our Field 10 camera, which is on the left side there, maybe locked in just a little bit on this high home shot. So hopefully we get some more of the vantage point over the pitcher's shoulder, which is always a great shot to see. Barber ropes that third base. Can't make a play on that. That's into left field. Base hit for PDG. And that game yesterday that they had against P27, watching the last couple innings of that, just the way that they held on, they got an inning-ending double play to take down P27. It was just those guys were just, man, they were jumping all over the place. It was like a Wisconsin football game. When that fourth quarter hits, they were jumping around. Man, it was everything to see those guys get this opportunity. So I know they're excited. And meanwhile, we are underway now with WSA and Georgia Premier. Again, we got Gabriel Diaz leading things off for WSA to be followed by Thomas Glenn and then Anthony Isofano. Lentz skips that. Runner at first over in TNXL's game. Cope pumps that in, 95.6 for a strike. As much as we are obviously in awe watching a guy that can spin it like he can, and he goes off speed there, 83.6. You and I talked about this yesterday, Jack. They're not unaccustomed to seeing an arm like this. They're obviously playing each other within league play, so they see a lot of RJ Cope. Not that necessarily matters when you're facing an arm like this, and he gets the punch out there, 94.2. All Diaz can do is watch that for strike 3. Now here comes Thomas Glenn. Glenn, the Memphis signee, steps in. 22nd ranked shortstop in Florida, 129 overall in the class. Meanwhile, still got a base runner over first there for TNXL. PDG. Lentz went before the umpire was ready. Mason Miller now at the plate here for PDG. Fouls that off. Miller was part of that home run derby team for PDG on Monday night. Again, had him here in studio. 2029, one of the top 2029s in the nation. Number 1 ranked shortstop in Virginia in the class. 3rd overall. He's now got a 2-2 count as Lentz skips that pitch. He's 19th in the nation among all shortstops. 58th in the class at 29 overall. 6'3", 190-pounder. Meanwhile, Cope has already got a strikeout. It's now got a 1-2 count. This AB against Glenn continues. Comes Cope with the 1-2. Misses outside. That'll run the count even. Comes the 3-2 to Miller. He drills that 100-mile-an-hour right at the second baseman, throws a short for 1. Do they get the double play? They do. TNXL gets out of it. Miller grounds out into a double play. Well, got a ball in play here. That one gets past the second baseman, and WSA's got Thomas Glenn aboard with 1 out. Worked himself a long AB there against Cope, and now he's got him on the base pass with 1 out, and they'll now turn it over to Anthony Isofano, the Iceman, as I was told they call him. South Alabama signee, 6th-ranked catcher in Florida, 92nd overall in the class, steps in. Left-handed stick, obviously throws right. It makes you think. Everybody who's a left-handed catcher, you're out of a job unless you can learn to throw righty. Maybe we should, if we start running the bases in reverse, left-handed catchers could become in vogue. We're changing all the other rules of baseball, Jack. Let's start running the bases backwards. No?
I don't feel like being the Savannah Bananas. I'm good on
well,
that one.
Left-handed catchers would become a thing. As a lefty, I would love that. All right, here comes a 1-1 to Isofano. And you got a runner at first. Cope misses high and inside. And that's got to be an eye-opener there for the Iceman. Comes a 2-1 from Cope. Oh, no, he's going to throw over to first. Thought maybe, just maybe, they might save Cope for championship Friday if they get that opportunity, but obviously feel a little bit better putting your best arm out there and leaving nothing on the table. Certainly if you're Georgia Premier and you can get to tomorrow, you got to lose twice. This is a double elimination tournament, so getting Cope out there now can certainly give them an opportunity to march on, and he pumps that in for a strike at 93.2. Peyton Warner, we'll see him on the mound here shortly for Wellington Sports Academy. Runner taken off for second. Glenn is going to be in there as that ball skips away. Tyler Smith is the pitcher for PDG. 31st ranked righty in Tennessee's 103 overall. And the first pitch, Javier Rosendo sends that into right field, and that's out number 1. Rosendo now to be followed by Zach Bender and then Danny Melendez. Meanwhile, Cope's got a full count here to Isofano. And he draws a walk, so now runners at first and second for WSA. Bring up William Mencho, the right fielder. Yesterday against P27, WSA had some trouble finding base runners early on, but from the 5th inning on, they just found their way, and it just was rolling offensively. The line just kept moving, and they are keeping those good times going here against a really tough lefty in Cope. Got 2 on, 1 out. An opening strikeout of Gabriel Diaz, but since then, Thomas Glenn got a hit, stole second. Now Anthony Isofano has walked to give William Mencho an opportunity with a runner in scoring position. Fouls that off. And while Zach Bender's got an 0-2 count here against Peyton Warner, or excuse me, against Tyler Smith. Still waiting to see Peyton Warner. Just giving him lots of love here. WSA pitcher, we'll see him momentarily. All right, Mencha digs back in again. He's got an 0-2 count here against Cope. Got a little bit greedy in the base pass. Runner goes back there for WSA. Got him at the corners now with one down. 0-2 count here. Bender still working meanwhile against Smith. That counts 0-2. It's a dribbler that's going to be into center field, and Bender's got himself a one-out single. Oh, man, Cope just misses in the outside. You know he wanted that one. So now it's 1-2. Danny Melendez now stepping in for TNXL, runner at first in form of Bender. Meanwhile, WSA's got runners at the corners with one out here against Cope. 1-2 count. That one goes foul. I saw, Jack, some of the other Georgia Premier players wearing their Statesboro, Boston Marathon Red Sox uniforms in yellow and blue. You see some of those players back behind home plate. Comes a 1-2 and misses again. Count's not going to be even. Melendez jumps on that one. 104.8. It's on its way into center field, and a diving catch. Did he make it? He did not. Runner taken off for third. Melendez trailing at second. Here comes one run for TNXL. Melendez going to hold at second. Got himself an RBI double. 104.8 off the bat, and TNXL jumps on the board here in the bottom of the first inning.
I mean, perfectly placed that guy. The defender couldn't really.
He made a diving attempt, right? He made every attempt, yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, good on him for trying to lay out and trying to.
There is a little bit of a wind, though. You can see as Jensen Veras steps in, there is a little bit of a breeze, so maybe that had an impact on the ball. I can see the trees blowing here outside of our studio. You can see they're back behind home plate, so maybe that played an impact on that ball. Maybe it trailed a little bit on Kim there in center field, but could make a play on it. And Danny Melendez now standing at second. TNXL's got the lead. Meanwhile, we got two down here for WSA. So they're now moving over to Eric Flores, the center fielder. Cope pumps that in 93.2. He's got himself two strikeouts already. Struck out Diaz and Mencho. There are runners at second and third. Glenn at third, Estefano at second. That one's right up the middle. Shortstop can't make the play on it. Here comes one run for WSA. Are they going to get two of them? Runner taken off. Yep, a 2-0 lead for WSA. Eric Flores drives in two, standing at first base, and more reason for this WSA team to keep that confidence building. They've got themselves a 2-0 lead here on this vaunted Georgia Premier team and one of the best left-handed pitchers in the nation. While Veras ropes at 110 miles an hour. That one goes foul, though. And where was the 110 at? I thought did he just struck out? All right. Well, Odysseus is now going to step in. I just saw a 110 mile an hour exit velo on that game. but then we saw a strikeout. Well, there's now 2 down. TNXL, though, has got that 1-0 lead. Melendez standing at second. He drove in Bender for the game's first run. I've got Donalds at the plate here for WSA. He's got a 3-0 count. Runners at first and third. No, second and third. That's him for a strike. Was watching on Game Changer and had me backwards. It's him for a strike. Counts now full here to Donalds. Copestone 31 pitches here in the first. Well, this has got a 2-1 count here against Smith. Throw down to third. Did they get him? They did. That's going to bring an end to the inning, but WSA had jumped out to a 2-0 lead over Georgia Premier. We'll see if they can respond as we move on to the bottom of the first inning in that one. Reese and Durham, C.J. Wall, and Cam Jackson due up for Georgia Premier. Meanwhile, things rolling along here for TNXL and PDG. Trailer at the plate. The lead is now 2-0 for TNXL. That one's in play. We're going to get another run. That one is on its way past second, all the way into third. Trailer is going to be standing at third. And another run scores for TNXL. They are opening it up here in the first inning. Trailer coming through with a triple. 98.5 off his bat. Extends the lead now 3-0 for TNXL. They are jumping out in a hurry. That was an error, by the way.
We're getting some on-field coaching right now.
Yeah. Yeah, watching the replay on this one, this Trailer moment, again, it was an error. Allowed another run to score, and he winds up in third. But TNXL has jumped out to a quick lead. I think they're saying things should continue. There we go. Yeah, now we're ready to keep it rolling. Yeah, that one gets past the first baseman. It was into the corner, and Trailer just kept moving to get himself a triple on that one. We are scoring that a triple. Meanwhile, Nathaniel Sabino up now. Lead is 3-0 for TNXL. Reeston Durham going to lead things off now for Georgia Premier. Had Reeston here in studio. Real treat catching up with him again. It was the 0-1 to Sabino. Ooh, just misses. So that counts even at 1-1. Our first look here at Peyton Warner for WSA. 1-1 to Sabino, misses high. Gotta get some sunglasses, I think. It's a little bright out there. Gabriel Diaz gets taken care of, and now we'll move along. Count now 1-0 here to Durham. Make that 1-1 off that swing and a miss. Now Sabino's got a 2-2 count. Sabino jumps on that one, drives it down the right side, foul, 96.2 off his bat. Counts 2-1 here for Durham. Puts that in play. Everyone's kind of just standing around watching that. We'll see that go foul. AB will continue. AB's continuing, meanwhile, for Sabino as well. He's got a full count here against Smith. TNXL's jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Sabino ropes that 100 mile an hour off his bat on its way to right center. And that's going to be an inning out, man. You go triple digits, you think you got something going on the base pass, but Sabino's going to head back. Hard hit ball, but an extremely loud out. But TNXL's jumped off to a 3-0 lead over PDG as that one will move on to the second inning. Meanwhile, the AB continues here for Reeston Durham. It's got a 2-2 count here against Warner. Oh, gets the punch out. Warner gets him on the inside pitch. So Durham goes down on strikes, and now C.J. Wall steps in. Jackie caught up with C.J. Wall yesterday, just as PDG and P27 were getting ready to play over on Field 9. Tell us a little bit about the conversation with C.J. Wall. What really stuck out to you in your time with him?
Sometimes you'll see guys kind of have like a, I won't say ego, but they kind of seem like they like a lot of what they have. And CJ seemed like one of the most, I would say, down-to-earth catchers I've ever met. Because a lot of the catchers...
Well, catchers are typically a little further down to earth than all the other players anyway.
Well,
that's because they're squatting.
But I've seen some catchers who think that they got a missile attached to them.
Well, I think there's certainly a confidence level. I would say if you're talking about sports confidence levels, you got wide receiver and cornerback in football are kind of like right there with one another.
Yep.
Then you got shooting guard and guard, and that one is driven. Wall jumps on that 103 miles an hour, and that one is going all the way to the wall and backtrack gone. And C.J. Wall, just like that. Talk about a guy that's got it all going on, Jack. The confidence level is for good reason. Man, he just absolutely obliterated that baseball. 103 mile an hour home run to cut the lead in half, and Arkansas bound C.J. Waljack coming through big time with that bomb.
Yeah, I mean, he got right, jumped right on the right pitch he needed to. 91.7 coming at him, ended up getting it off at 103. Just absolutely he was hunting for a fastball, ended up getting it and decided to let it ride.
Well, but again, I'll go back to this. So catcher to me though is like kind of on that just on that low end of that first tier of sports confidence levels. Because if you're a wide receiver or a cornerback, you feel like you can't be beat, and if you do get beat, you got to just quickly put it out of your mind. Obviously, a pitcher knows that he's going to have to pitch. I got the next pitch, got to roll on to the next pitch. A catcher is going to have those moments where, is that guy off a little bit too far? Can I get him on the back pick throw? And just to be able to have that confidence level in yourself to make that throw, make it consistently, even when things don't go right, I think you got to have that self-confidence. You got to be riding high all the time. So I'm all right with the catcher kind of having a little bit of an aura about him, if you will, or a little mystique. I'm down with that. You need a guy at the catcher spot that feels that arm can play, and he's gonna take control of the game whenever he wants to. Well, we saw C.J. Wall take control of the game. That trip around the bases, 103 mile an hour home run. Now R.J. Cope going to step in. One down here off the strikeout of Reeston Durham. Waldo follows with a home run.
Yeah, Cam Jackson got one pitch and it hit him right in the shoulder, or right in the elbow. Hit him right in the elbow guard. So he's on first right now. They got the Oakland movement at first base.
Cope just flicks that foul. It's a long swing. It's interesting talking to CJ about trying to find guys that are your size. There's not the two-way at that size is an anomaly. But, he said, obviously, Corbin at Vanderbilt's talked to him a lot about David Price, a bigger guy that had a long, obviously, storied MLB career, World Series champion. So it's been done, but to be able to do it both ways at that size is tough. I mean, a lot of people are going to think Aaron Judge, but he's a little taller than Aaron Judge. And Judge a lot heavier. And obviously not pitching. He didn't pitch after high school. He didn't pitch when he went to Fresno State. Lentz gets himself a strikeout. So he gets Fortier over there for PDG Academy. So 1 down in the second. Cope still working here against Warner. 0-2 count. Davion Jackson now stepping in for PDG Academy, the guy that Mason Miller told me would be the most likely PDG player to survive a horror movie because he's fast. And Mason said he probably wouldn't make it an hour. Told him he'd probably be the guy that said, "I'll be right back," and he doesn't come back. Counts 0-2 to Cope. Oh, man, he absolutely destroys that baseball, jumps all over it. Yikes, our camera didn't even adjust to that one. That was just a missile off the bat of R.J. Cope. I wanted to see that was 95.3 exit velo, but it was out number 2. Again, I say this with all sincerity. During the spring, we obviously see a lot of youth baseball, and when we don't see guys producing the exit velos that these guys are doing pretty consistently, and when we see these numbers, they're eye-opening. But I think a lot of times you're just anticipating a guy hits the ball that hard, you're talking trouble, because we see it as trouble in a lot of these games that we have. But these are some really sound defensive teams that we're seeing out here making the routine. And Cope goes 95 plus off the bat, and it's out number 2. Brings up Ben Laracy with 2 down. Runner at first, and Cam Jackson. While Francis at the plate for PDG. Warner pumps that in for a strike. The CJ Wall homer has made this a 2-1 game. Goes down on strikes. Warner standing tall. The Georgia Premier gets 1 back, but they continue to lead 2-1 as that one moves on to the second inning. Jackson at first. Francis drives that into left center, 91 mile an hour off his bat. And that's another routine out. That one near the warning track. Nice job defensively. Davis and Veras out there in left and center for TNXL. That line out caught by Davis. Sasser now stepping in here for PDG with 2 down. And Jackson at first. Damian Sasser, Norfolk State signee, 12th ranked catcher in Virginia, 160 overall in the class. 6'1", 200-pounder. Misses inside. Second inning about to get underway here for Cope on the mound for Georgia Premier. That one's in play. They get the out at second. Brings an end to the inning. TNXL continues to lead 3-0 over PDG. Meanwhile, inning number 2 underway now. Georgia Premier and WSA. Slade Wayne starting things off here for WSA. Wayne will be followed by Zachary Pollock and then Gabriel Soto. So 7, 8, and 9 here due up for WSA. It's a strike from Cope. Misses low. Another miss. So the velo has certainly been here this morning for Cope. Just a little missing a little bit on the accuracy. Now the strikeout of Diaz had 2 Ks in that first inning. But plenty of opportunity for him to dial it in. Comes Cope with the 2-2. This is high, count will be full. Pops him up. On its way into right field and out number 1. So Wayne pops out, brings up Zachary Pollock. Tyler Ramos now up for TNXL. Had the lone run yesterday against Georgia Premier, a home run. .28 pitches in for Smith there for PDG. A miss from Cope. Start things off here against Zachary Pollock. Pumps that in for a strike, counts even. Ramos watches strike 1 on the 3-0 count. And Tyler Ramos draws a walk to start off the second inning. No, they pulling him back. They said that was strike 2. Ramos thought for sure that was ball 4. So he'll stay put. Here comes the payoff pitch in that one. Meanwhile, 2-1 count. They get 3-1 over there for RJ Cope. Pollock puts it in play. Throw over to first. Is it in time? They got him. Now 2 down for WSA. Cope being backed up by his defense so far in this inning. Next batter will be third baseman Gabriel Soto. That one driven into left field, 93.3 off the bat there for TNXL as Davis puts that in play. So Blake Davis, the left fielder. It's going to be out number 2. Roll to the top of the order now with 2 down for TNXL and Javier Rosendo. Rosendo watches strike 1 from Smith. Gabriel Soto's got a 1-1 count here against R.J. Cope. Soto puts it in play. Shortstop has it, throws, pulls the first baseman off the bag, and he's going to be safe. The throw was wide from short. So Cam Jackson couldn't make that throw over to Jackson Phillips. Soto's aboard, and it brings up leadoff hitter Gabriel Diaz. TNXL out of that one. So PDG's going to get in a chance as that inning rolls along. So more traffic on the base pass for WSA as Diaz steps in, watches ball one from R.J. Cope. Diaz struck out his first trip to the plate in this game. Thomas Glenn awaits, and I believe did we just have a ball come on the field? I think my eyes were playing tricks on me. Thought I saw a ball bouncing in from another field. So we got a 1-0 count here. Cope against Diaz. Ooh, just misses a strike. That counts 2-0 now.
You getting sleepy on me now?
A little bit. Cope's thrown 52 pitches as we sit here in the second inning, so WSA is driving up his pitch count. Check swing strike there for Diaz. That counts now 2-1. Miss low, now 3-1 here to Diaz. Stadium pulse starting to build over there for Georgia Premier. 3-1 count. Miss high pulls Diaz out of the box, and he'll now head down to first. So runners at first and second. So, and we're going to call that an error, is pulling the first baseman off that allowed Soto to reach, and then Diaz walks. That has Thomas Glenn coming up. Now to calm down Cope here, just get him back on track. Getting 55 pitches. The velo has certainly been there. Just missing a little bit accuracy-wise in the early portions of this one. We'll see how long he can go. That pitch count is building. Jonathan Vuspocas now steps in for PDG, and he fouls that one off. Vuspocas to be followed by Ryan Kim. And we're back to the top of the order. Glenn sends that into center field, and that's going to be trouble. Here comes a run for WSA, makes it 3-1. Thomas Glenn coming through with an RBI. Cinderella story continues. So Eric Flores has got a 2-run single. Thomas Glenn got an RBI single of his own. That'll be Anthony Isofano with 2 on. And a 2-run lead for WSA here in the second. At this point, Jack, the way things are going, I don't know that there's much that has gone wrong these last couple days for WSA. Everything seems to be breaking their way. And it's happening here again early on. They were able to turn an infield single into a run, or an infield error, breaching off of an error into a run. And now the other one, that one gets past Reese and Durham on its way into center field. Here comes another run for WSA. Makes it 4-1. They got him at the corners. Isofano comes through, just puts that ball just past the outstretched arm of Reese and Durham. And that's another run. Again, everything is breaking WSA's way the last couple days, and it continues here. Go back to that moment. They have that error at first. Cam Jackson throws over to Jackson Phillips. They can't get that out. That happens. We're probably not talking about them tacking on to this lead, but here they are. You got Thomas Glenn coming through with an RBI single, Anthony Isofano getting one of his own, and they've got a 4-1 lead over Georgia Premier here in the second.
I mean, WSA just keeps on getting everything in their way, really. I mean, they're going up against great competition. They're not
backing down
at all right now.
Yeah, the confidence has built and brimmed up for these guys, and man, they are just showing out. They are on a run. Meanwhile, routine play, second to first, ends the inning for PDG. TNXL's defense stepping up big. They lead 3-0. William Mencho drives that on its way into center field, and that's going to end the inning, but WSA has added 2 more. 2 runs in the first, 2 in the second. They lead 4-1 over Georgia Premier. We're going to take a quick break here in studio while we got a chance and roll some commercials. We'll be back momentarily.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
We are back. Cory McCartney, Jack McCartney with you. This is our ABA Tournament Watch Party. Georgia Premier trailing WSA 4-1 in the second inning. TNXL has a 3-0 lead over PDG. That left side, PDG and TNXL, both those teams have already lost today. This is a double elimination tournament, so they need to win to stay alive. Meanwhile, WSA and Georgia Premier coming out of the winner's bracket. Those two teams both have to lose twice for their championship dreams to be spoiled, and WSA setting themselves up for a big Friday if they can get this continuing. Man, they've just been awfully impressive. Peyton Warner on the mound now. He's got Bryson Harris, RJ Groomster, and Jackson Phillips due up for Georgia Premier. The good times just keep rolling for WSA. Again, seemingly everything breaking their way. Thomas Glenn had that RBI single in the second inning. Anthony Isofano had one of his own to help pad this lead. Their scoring got started with Eric Flores and a 2-run single in the first. Meanwhile, Zach Bender back up for TNXL. That's a strike there to Harris. He thought that was ball 4, so he'll come back, and maybe not any worse feeling for a hitter when you toss the bat aside on that 3-0 pitch thinking it's strike 1. He fouls that off, and now the count's going to be full. Carter Lentz has been replaced on the mound, it seems, for PDG. They've now moved to Shiflett. So Grant Shiflett, the new pitcher. Took over for Tyler Smith. Still got this full count to Harris. Fouls another one off. He thought this AB was over 4 pitches ago. But it trucks along. Meanwhile, we got out number 1 there as a ground out of Bender brings up Danny Melendez. Melendez homering in his last trip to the plate. There's that ball 4. Man, Harris waited a long time for that. He didn't toss the bat nearly as far as he did the first time, so he's going to head down to first with a leadoff walk. Meanwhile, 1-0 count here to Melendez. Check swing hit. Short can't make a play on it, so he's got 103 miles an hour home run, and then now he's also got himself a 57 mile an hour check swing infield hit. Gotta love baseball. Jensen Veras' turn now. Runner aboard. Shiflett fires, misses low. Well, 2-0 count here for RJ Groomster. Warner Stone, 29 pitches for WSA. Groomster jumps on that one, 95.9 off his bat, and that is into the glove of the right fielder. No, he drops it. Can't go any further, though. Looked like it was going to be caught for the first out, but bobbled by the right fielder. And that'll give us Groomster at first now, and Harris at second as Jackson Phillips steps in. On-field conversation here with the umpire for TNXL and PDG. We're going to ask for some clarification of something. Veras is up. There's a 1-0 count. Jack, did you catch what happened over there in TNXL and PDG? I was too busy watching RJ Groomster and making his way down to first. Thought we had an out, but instead we got runners at first and second here for Georgia Premier.
Yeah, I was watching that game too. I was just trying to...
We'll leave it to Game Changer to tell us what happened, but we've got a situation brewing over here for Georgia Premier. Jackson Phillips up, nobody out, 2 on. Some stress pitches now for Peyton Warner. Defensive swing by Phillips goes foul. That counts 0-2. Knox Williams in the on-deck circle, last batter in the order. So barring something cataclysmic for Georgia Premier, we will see the top of the order with Reese and Durham and C.J. Wall, who hit that 103 mile an hour homer in his first AB. It's the 0-2 to Phillips. Swings through it, goes down on strikes. Warner gets a big first out here in the second.
So from the looks of it, it looks like Veras tried to do a pickoff at the pitcher's mound. He went to go throw it, but didn't throw it.
So Shiflett on the mound.
No, Shiflett on the mound. My bad. So Shiflett on the mound was trying to throw it to first, didn't let go, and I think TNXL wanted a balk call.
Gotcha.
Because he didn't actually
Okay. Knox Williams is now up with 2 on and 1 out for Georgia Premier. It'll be strike. Counts now 1-1. This is the opportunity thus far for Georgia Premier. But as we've seen, everything has broken WSA's way. Can they even overcome an error in right field? Meanwhile, 112 mile an hour double for Jensen Veras extends this lead for TNXL. That's cut off. Man, that was a wild throw. Luckily, second base comes over and grabs that. But the TNXL bats are showing out. We're calling ground rule double on that one, so the runner's going to come back. So Jensen Veras did show out with the bat. Goes 112.3, but does not result in a run. There's a ball from another field on there now. Alex Odysseus now up for TNXL with 2 runners in scoring position. Watches strike 1 from Shiflett. Knox Williams has got a 3-1 count. Check swing, did he go? He did. Counts now full. If WSA gets out of this after a bobble and 2 runners in scoring position, that will be, man, a horseshoe is hanging over top of the WSA dugout if this plays out like this. But Georgia Premier got something to say here with the count full. Williams at the plate. Swings through it. He's got 2 outs now. 2 big strikeouts here for Peyton Warner. He gets Jackson Phillips and Knox Williams. So now still 2 on with Reeston Durham up. Durham struck out in his first AB. Does Warner have some more magic in his back pocket? Just misses on that first pitch. Excuse me, Jace Dardar's now up. They are actually hitting 10. So sorry about that. Durham is in the on-deck circle. Dardar fouls that off. But man, talk about moxie, talk about stepping up, talking about having yourself a moment. Peyton Warner is doing that here in the second inning. After finding himself in a situation where he had 2 runners on and no outs. He's got back-to-back strikeouts. He's got a 1-1 count here against Jace Dardar. Last batter in the order for Georgia Premier. Goes with a secondary, misses. Counts now 2-1. Play at the plate there for TNXL. Gets away from the PDG catcher. So Melendez scores. Veras is now standing at third. That lead is now 4-0. 2-1 count here to Dardar. Swings through it. Counts now 2-2. Man, does he get 3 strikeouts in a row to get out of this? Or can Georgia Premier flip the lineup? Can they get some runs aboard or even get just another base runner and load the bases for leadoff hitter Reeston Durham? Another ball in play, another run for TNXL. That's now 5-0. Comes to 2-2. He drives that down the left side, but that goes foul, so Dardar's AB will continue.
If I was him, I think my Instagram handle would be Dardar Bings. I think that would be something.
That'd be pretty fantastic.
I mean, it's May the 4th for him.
That's right. It sure is. They get a timeout. A 5-0 lead for TNXL. Runner taken off for second. Easily swipes that bag. Here comes a 2-2 to Dardar. Misa thinks Peyton Warner had himself a moment. Takes down Dardar. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. And, man, an absolute epic inning for Peyton Warner on the mound. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. He goes strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. And Georgia Premier strands to WSA leads 4-0 in that one. I don't know what more to say, Jack. These guys have just stepped up every way, every instance of this tournament. They have stepped up. They found a way, and now they lead 4-1 over WSA, and it all just keeps breaking their way. Destiny is on WSA's side, it might seem. Meanwhile, the inning comes to an end with TNXL up 5-0. R.J. Cope's returning on the mound here for Georgia Premier. Man, that was that was just, I don't know what more to say about that Peyton Warner inning. He just really stepped up. You got Bryson Harris works that long AB to get it first off the walk. Then you got R.J. Groomster reaches. It looks like it's going to be a catch in right field. Ball's bobbled, so you got him at first and second, and he just steps up. Jackson Phillips, K. Knox Williams, K. Jay Stardar, K. Peyton Warner, man, had himself an inning.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. We've talked about it with this WSA team. They're not folding under the pressure at all. They just are absolutely. I mean, they're showing up and showing out. They're doing such a great job of letting the game play out and not worrying or doing too much, because if you try to do too much, it's just not going to work.
Well, there's always there's a lot of discussion about that kind of concept of playing with house money, right? Like whatever happens, whether you want to call it house money, icing on the cake, cherry on top, whatever you want to call it. But there's that kind of mentality that's like, we're not supposed to be here, so why play like there's any pressure? And I think WSA, Wellington Sports Academy, is kind of just living that right now. These guys know it. Look, we didn't anticipate they were going to get through A3. We certainly didn't anticipate they were going to take down top seed at P27, but here they are. And now they're going against one of the best left-handed pitchers in the nation, and they've got a 3-1 lead on him. They've got Eric Flores now up, who delivered that 2-run single in the first. He pops that, first base has it, bobbles it, and guess what? That ball gets thrown away, and man, it's just like, I think the movie Angels in the Outfield might be real, and we might be watching it play out here for Wellington Sports Academy. I don't understand some of the stuff that's happening. That looked like easy out at first. You flip it over to Cope, you get the out. Ball bobbled at first there by Jackson Phillips, and now you got a runner aboard. And now you got Michael Donalds, who yesterday hit a 3-run triple, now stepping in. And man, I cannot I would be stunned if the belief level in that WSA lineup wasn't higher than it has been at any point that these kids have been together. They probably feel like they can do anything. You could roll the Atlanta Braves out there right now, and I feel like WSA feels like they could go toe-to-toe with them. Everything is breaking their way. It's confounding. I'm beside myself. This has been so amazing to watch unfold. This is a really talented Georgia Premier team. They're not going anywhere, but WSA is painting them into a corner here in the third inning. Runner taken off, no back pick, throw to first. So Walsh showing off that arm, but unable to get the runner, so they'll still have Flores at first with Donalds. He's got a 3-0 count. Well, Mason Miller back at the plate for PDG. He's got a runner at first. Comes a 3-0 from Cope, and he misses, and that's a walk to Donalds to bring up Slade Wayne, the catcher. I believe that's probably going to be the end of the day for R.J. Cope, finishing much earlier than we anticipated. He's thrown 67 pitches. It's the second visit for him. Maybe he is going to stay out there. Obviously, just the first visit of this inning, so they're under no obligation to switch pitchers. Could just be another reset moment here after allowing the first two runners of this inning to first two batters of this inning to reach. And that is it. That is what'll happen. Cope's going to continue. He's thrown 67 pitches here in the third inning. Can't imagine he's had too many outings this year in which he's thrown 67 pitches into a third inning. But Wayne, who is 0 for 1, now steps in. There are 2 outs for PDG here in this inning. They've now got Jerome Fortier, the catcher, at the plate. Fortier jumps on that one, 92.6 exit velo. That one goes foul. Here comes catcher Slade Wayne. Got runners at first and second. Nobody out here for WSA. Shows bunt, gets it down, goes foul. 2-2 count to Fortier. Shows bunt again. That one goes back foul. Within shouting distance of our camera. Comes the payoff pitch against Fortier. He swings through that one. That's an inning-ending strikeout for TNXL. Meanwhile, the count now is 0-2 against Wayne after those 2 fouls on the bunt attempts. I mean, at this point, let the guy try to bunt on 2 strikes because everything else is working their way. Fouls that one off. I mean, everything I've seen, Wayne might as well turn his helmet backwards and just put his bat out there and something positive is going to happen. Because that's been the narrative for WSA on the 3rd day of this tournament. Here comes the 0-2 to Wayne. Get runners at first and second. Swings through that. Cope's got himself a strikeout, a much-needed first out. That's the 3rd strikeout for R.J. Cope. First K since the first inning. We have Zachary Pollock now with 1 down. Every run, every moment matters now for Georgia Premier. They can not allow WSA to take any further control of this game if they're going to allow their vaunted offense to have an opportunity to work its way back. Comes the 1-0 to Pollock. He puts that in play. Gets past the third baseman. Nope, he gloves it, throws the first to end the inning. So a much-needed end to that inning as Knox Williams throws it over to first baseman Jackson Phillips. So we get a quick opportunity. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back with more. You're watching the ABA tournament from LakePoint Sports.
Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today. We're rejoining you mid-AB here. Tyler Ramos up for TNXL. He's got a
2-0 count here. Blake Davis and Javier Resendo to follow for TNXL. Meanwhile, Peyton Warner about to try to go follow the inning of a last. He just got hit by that throw down from the catcher. Okay, that was maybe the only thing that hasn't gone the right way for WSA. Going to go over and check on Warner. You know, he wasn't anticipating that. I think it hit him on his shoulder on that throw down from his catcher, Slade Wayne. So go out here and check on Peyton Warner, but obviously not what you want to see happen for your starting pitcher who has done such a great job. Warner again getting back-to-back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the second inning and strand 2 base runners for Georgia Premier. But, man, he was kind of walking down off the mound as that throwdown was coming. So I'm not sure if that was if he wasn't supposed to move, if they typically throw to that side when they're doing the throwdown with Wayne behind the plate. But regardless, Warner going to check it out, see if he's okay. And that first pitch gets away from his catcher. See another warm-up pitch, see if Peyton Warner stays in this ball game. Certainly would hate to see his day end like that, and I think he's going to be okay. They'll have a stern talking to with one another, I'm sure, when this inning is over with. Wayne, I'm sure, is going to be apologetic and can't believe that he nearly put his pitcher in that kind of a position. So 91 miles an hour, and Warner's ready to roll. Again, he's got Reeston Durham, C.J. Wall, Cam Jackson due up for Georgia Premier. Wall hit that 103-mile-an-hour homer solo shot in his first trip to the plate. Meanwhile, Ramos aboard at first. Blake Diaz, a left fielder, at the plate for TNXL. Durham struck out his first time up. He's now got a 1-0 count. Can't say I've ever seen that. Jack, we've probably done 150, 175 games over these past few years, and I don't think I've ever seen a pitcher get hit on the throwdown.
No, I don't think I've seen that at any point.
Yeah.
I mean, you really need
And that was a scary moment. Luckily, it hit his shoulder because, man, if he's not looking and he's walking down off the mound, it hits him in the side of the head. I mean, that's an extremely scary situation, but scary nonetheless to have Warner, who wasn't looking that way, get plunked seemingly on the shoulder. What it would have been his glove side anyway. It wasn't his throwing arm, but luckily Warner able to stay in this game, and he's got a 1-2 count here against Reeston Durham. All right, here comes the 1-2 to Durham. Holds off. That count will be full. Davis shows bunt. Shiflett has it. Throws to first for the first out, but Ramos reaches second base. So now Blake Davis's turn. That's the lowest exit velo I've ever seen, I think, on a bunt. 19 miles an hour. Durham goes down on strikes. So for the second time today, Reeston Durham is a Peyton Warner strikeout victim. Warner's got 5 strikeouts. He's allowed 1 hit. As WSA tries to punch their ticket to Friday's championship round. Now C.J. Wall up. Wall, the only Georgia Premier player who's been able to get to Warner thus far. Went 103 miles an hour for a home run, and this one's driven 88.9 off his bat. That's on its way into center field. And that's going to be out number 2. So now Cam Jackson's turn. We got another home run over there for TNXL, and they are just turning it on. Javier Resendo goes yard. Things getting ugly over on that one as TNXL is extending that lead. They have taken complete control. TNXL has already lost in this tournament, so WSA is going to have to be beaten twice if they march along. So if TNXL makes it on, they're going to have to be on their game because as WSA is showing, these guys are up for about anything you can throw at them. Zach Bender up, and He's going to be out number 1 for TNXL in this inning. Meanwhile, a 1-1 count here to Cam Jackson, the Oklahoma recruit. Now 2-1. RJ Cope in the on-deck circle. Georgia Premier just trying to put something together offensively. Just not been able to string anything together. They had their opportunity in the second inning. That one goes foul. Just to recap, we had a Bryson Harris walk after 8 pitches. Followed that up by RJ Groomster reaching via an error. And then it was 3 consecutive strikeouts to end the inning. So they had a runner in scoring position, couldn't capitalize. Now they've got a 2-2 count and 2 down with Jackson at the plate. Count's now full. Georgia Premier needing base runners in the worst way, shape, and form. Full count, spikes it. That'll bring up RJ Cope with a runner aboard. So Jackson works the walk. Cope is 0 for 1. While Danny Melendez, who's already homered in this game for TNXL, has got a 2-2 count, fouled that one off. Big matchup here. Peyton Warner against RJ Cope. Cope routinely delivering triple-digit EVs. Georgia Premier needs him badly here with 2 outs in the third. Runner at first. He puts it in play. Second base has it. Does he make the play? He in fact does. Another runner stranded for Georgia Premier. They get the ground out by RJ Cope. 4-1 lead continues for WSA, and another big inning for Peyton Warner. And man, he is having himself a moment here in this matchup against Georgia Premier. He's now got 6 strikeouts in this game. Has allowed just 1 hit, 2 walks, 1 hit. There's allowed 3 base runners, 4 off the air. Melendez, meanwhile, full count here against Shiflett. TNXL has taken complete control of that game in the 4th. They scored 3 runs in the first, 2 in each of the 3rd and 4th innings. And Melendez is going to be aboard with a 2-out walk. Bring up Jensen Veras, the number 4 hitter and center fielder. All right, RJ Cope going back to work. He's thrown 73 pitches. Due up for Wellington Sports Academy are Gabriel Soto, Gabriel Diaz, and Thomas Glenn. Veras jumps on the first pitch, ropes that into left center. And that's going to be a single, 91.8 off his bat. So the hits just keep coming for TNXL. They've got 7 runs on 7 hits. I think that's 7 runs on 8 hits after that. Veras single. Brings up Alex Adesis. You know Cope's like getting way out of the way of the throwdown after what he saw happen to Peyton Warner, because he just booked it off the mound. And you talk about a bigger target when you get the throwdown. Certainly at his size, it's a completely different monster. All right, Gabriel Soto starts off the inning here for WSA. Runners at first and second here for TNXL with Adesis at the plate. Soto fouls the first one off. Hope you join us tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. We'll be back with the championship round. If there is a second game, it'll be played at 1 p.m. Right now, shaping up to be TNXL versus WSA. We'll see if either team can change that. That one, it's on its way into left field, and then it's going to be out number 1. So Soto flies out to left. Brings up leadoff hitter Gabriel Diaz for the 3rd time. Bases are going to be loaded now for TNXL as Adesys walks. Brings up Caleb Traylor. I think we may have a pitching change looming here for PDG. Yeah, that's going to be the end of it here for Shiflett. They're going to get the pitch comm out, give him the ball. So TNXL is going to make a pitching change. Meanwhile, I got an 0-2 count here against Diaz. Cope slings that, misses wide though, ball 1. Cope's thrown 79 pitches. Comes the 1-2 to Diaz. Check swing, did he go? He did not. AB will continue, now 2-2. I think Cope thought he had him. Cope's got 3 strikeouts. Foul ball hits off the umpire's arm, maybe? No. Certainly made contact with something other than the bat after. I think I might have hit the umpire on the side. Cope's 2-2. Gets him inside corner, strikeout. Diaz is confounded by that pitch. Man, cannot believe that was strike 3. But that's strikeout number 4 here for Cope. Now 2 down as Thomas Glenn, the Memphis signee, steps in. There's a strike. The best sequence we've seen from Cope is working a little bit quicker now. Yep, it goes back to another strike. Foul ball now 0-2. Yeah, this is maybe the quickest pace we've seen Cope work with, and maybe the most confidence we've seen in a string of pitches. Stalking around the mound. And Cope's got 4 strikeouts. He's got an 0-2 count here against Thomas Glenn. Glenn rips that down the left side, foul. New hitter for TNXL, Barco, is now up with the bases loaded. Looks like Glenn got hit by the pitch and he's headed down to first. Brings up Anthony Isofano with 2 out and 1 on. Holden Barco is the new hitter here for TNXL. He's got a 2-0 count. And your new pitcher is Ty McGurk for PDG. Bosser Parish signee. It's from Ontario. 2022 junior feature gamer, so he's been on these fields before. Ball put in play by Estefano, but they flip it to second to get the inning-ending out. So Georgia Premier finally steps up defensively. They're trailing 4-1. TNXL's got that 8-0 lead as Barco's now standing at first. Bases are still loaded for Nathaniel Sabino. Sabino with a rocket into the right field corner that goes foul. PDG has just watched this game slip away from them. TNXL scored 3 runs in the first, 2 in the third, and 3 now here in the fourth. It's just been a relentless offense. And should that score hold, they're going to be a tough out for whoever makes it out of this WSA Georgia Premier game. But I can't say it enough. Is everything breaking WSA's way to put themselves in this position? Peyton Warner on the mound. He's thrown 59 pitches. He's allowed 1 hit, that home run by C.J. Wall. He's got 2 walks and 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. And you know he got well out of the way for that throwdown. Due up for Georgia Premier in this inning are Ben Laracy, Bryson Harris, and R.J. Groomster. Well, we got an 0-2 count here to Sabino with the bases juiced for TNXL. Check swing, did he go? He did. That's going to end the inning. Bases are loaded, all stranded by TNXL, but they've jumped out to an 8-0 lead over in that one. WSA's got a 4-1 lead, of course, over here against Georgia Premier with Ben Laracy, who's 0 for 1 at the plate. Swings through that, now 0-2. The ball's in play, gets past the second baseman and shortstop, can't make a play on it. So Laracy's going to be aboard. That's going to bring up Bryson Harris, who had a 3-0 count and then ends up going 9 pitches to get himself a walk in his first trip to the plate. So he saw everything that Peyton Warner has to offer in that long, long AB. And we keep touching on it, but he was followed by R.J. Groomster reaching via error, and then all we saw was 3 consecutive strikeouts by Warner. So unfazed, maybe the opportune word to describe Warner thus far through this outing. See what he does now with 1 on and nobody out. Shows bunt, pulls back. On to inning number 5 with TNXL up 8-0. Comes a 1-0 to Harris. He goes opposite field. Shortstop can't make a play on that. So now they're going to have him at first and second once again. Talked about it before, Jack. Was Georgia Premier going to be able to string something together? Now they seemingly are doing it with back-to-back hits off of Warner. Can they capitalize, though, as things are now going to roll on to R.J. Groomster with Jason Phillips to follow? The opportunities have been there for Georgia Premier. They just have not been able to take advantage of them. And this is shaping up to be another big opportunity for this offense. Can they have their moment here and fight their way back? Warner's thrown 64 pitches. Came into this inning having allowed just 1 hit. First pitch goes foul. So back-to-back hits here to start off this 4th inning for Georgia Premier. R.J. Groomster, the Purdue recruit at the plate. He's got an 0-1 count. A timeout on the field. We got Xavion Jackson at the plate for PDG. I think that hit off the pitcher on its way into center field. 104.7 off his bat, or he either hit him or pirouetted away from it. Groomster puts it in play, goes second for 1 out. Did they get the other? They did not. So now they have him at the corners. So they were able to get Harris at second, but Laracy advances to third, and Groomster will be at first. So they couldn't turn the double play. And that gives us Jason Phillips, who's 0 for 1 with 1 out and runners at first and third. How aggressive does Georgia Premier get? Do they put a second runner in scoring position, try to attempt the steal? Or do they allow their bats to put the pressure on WSA? We're not quite sure what's happening here at the moment. We've got a 1-1 count here with Colin Francis at the plate for PDG. Jackson aboard, and he gets hit by that pitch. So signs of life for PDG here in the 5th inning, trailing 8-0. Runners at first and second for Damian Sasser. Meanwhile, Jason Phillips awaiting his second AB. Just trying to figure out what's going on over here in this WSA Georgia Premier game. Something down the third base side has everyone's attention.
I think we got a streaker on the field.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That would be something. Yeah, it does get really hot here in the summertime, so you know, maybe someone would be so inclined in the heat of the summer. All right, here we go. Now we're going to get underway. Get runners at first and third. Phillips at the plate. He swings through strike 1. Velo holding pretty strong here for Warner. 67 pitches in. He's been in that 88-91 range on the fastball. Goes secondary, slips that inside for strike 2. There comes Warner on the 0-2. The count is 0-2 here. Jason Phillips again, Georgia Premier with runners at first and third. Nearly had a double play, couldn't get the second out at first. Swings through it, goes down on strikes, and man, they just keep swinging and missing on repeat here against Peyton Warner. He's got 6 strikeouts. I'm underselling my guy. 7 strikeouts for Peyton Warner. Knox Williams' turn now. He has been a shutdown artist thus far. See if he can pull it off again. He's given up 2 hits in this inning. Starts out strike 1 here against Williams. Peyton Warner, the 31st ranked right-handed pitcher in the state of Florida, has been everything in this game for WSA. That's strike 2. He's got Got 7 strikeouts. Just Cade, Jason Phillips. It's got an 0-2 count here against Williams. And this is high. PDG still looking for that first run against TNXL. Got Xavier Jackson at third with 1 out in that 5th inning. Comes a 1-2 from Warner against Williams. Fouls that off. AB will continue. Jay Starter on the on-deck circle. If this inning can continue for this Georgia Premier offense. Meanwhile, we do have our first run for PDG. Busboka is going to make his way to third, and he's got himself an RBI triple and a much-needed moment for PDG in that one. It's now 8-1. Comes Warner on the 4-1. Ball game led by WSA. Now got a 2-2 count. 74 pitches here for Warner in the 4th. Runners at first and third here for Georgia Premier. Swings through another strikeout. 8 strikeouts for Peyton Warner, and I'm about to put my application in as president of the Peyton Warner fan club because this man has been up to the moment and just keeps coming up big for WSA. They gave him a big lead, and he is backing it up on the mound. Now got 8 strikeouts after giving up 2 hits there in that inning against Georgia Premier. He just comes back, ends it with back-to-back Ks, and man, just been an ultra impressive performance for this right-hander, and he is doing everything to help his team advance to Friday's championship round. RJ Cope will come out for another inning. He's throwing 89 pitches for Georgia Premier. Ryan Kim's at the plate for PDG now. Leadoff hitter Jackson Roberts awaits if that inning continues. They got their first run here in the inning with a triple from Vos Bukas to score Jackson for the first run. Kim fouls that off. Counts 3-1. All right, we will get underway here with Wellington Sports Academy sending up William Mencho, Eric Flores, and Michael Donnells. It's a full count here for Kim, last batter in the order for PDG. So now 2-0 count here to Mencho. Cope, pitch number 91. Well, PDG gets on the board, but that inning comes to an end. They trail 8-1. Meanwhile, the count is 2-1 here for Mencho against Cope. WSA scores 2 runs in the first and 2 in the second. Georgia Premier has had plenty of chances since then, but they've been on the cusp of something happening, and each time Peyton Warner has stepped up and been that guy for WSA. That's a strike. The count is full here against Mencho. Flores now at the plate's got a 1-0 count. Mencho reaching via the walk. It's the 4th walk issued by R.J. Cope in this game. Georgia Premier, 1 run on 3 hits. WSA 4 runs on 5 hits. They got a runner at first now. We're back underway here in the bottom of the 5th. TNXL and PDG. That's a strike from Cope, 86.2 out of his hands. Counts 2-1 here to Flores. Dribbler goes foul. Flores delivered a 2-run single in the 1st. Thomas Glenn had an RBI single in the 2nd inning. Anthony Isofano single up the middle in that same inning. WSA getting some life there in that inning. Infield error, shortstop to first base, set them up for that opportunity for Glenn to deliver the 1st run of the inning and Isofano to follow. Flores goes down on strikes. That's strikeout number 5 here for Cope. His counterpart Warner has 8. Ramos grounds out there for TNXL, 1 down in that inning. Back pick throw to first. Did they get him? They did not. So Mencho remains at first. Counts 1-1 here to Donalds with Slade Wayne to follow. Donalds with the nail in the coffin yesterday, that 3-run triple to take down P27. The game ended up going extra innings. It was 2-2 going into extras, and WSA just pedaled to the metal in the 8th, and Donald's delivering the big blow there in that extra frame. He's got a 2-1 count here against Cope. Holds off. It's now 3-1. Cope's now thrown 104 pitches in the 5th inning. Donalds fouls it off. I mean, the one thing you can say is the velo is is holding. It's chipped down obviously a little bit from the height of what Cope's got there. 95, 98 in the back pocket, but still setting in the 90s. And he goes 91, misses. That's a walk. So now runners at first and second as Donalds makes his way down to first. Brings up Slade Wayne. Wayne's 0 for 2. 5 hits in this game for WSA. Runner taken off for TNXL, and in there safely is Davis with Javier Rosendo at the plate. Rosendo's 1 for 3. Wayne swings through that. It's now 2 strikes on him. 5 strikeouts for R.J. Cope. Wayne stays alive, fouls that off. Rosendo's got a 2-0 count with McGurk on the mound for PDG. Cope steps off. Again, runners at first and second. It's Mencho standing at second base. Donalds is at first. Yeah, we just had a balk on that pickoff attempt by PDG's McGurk. So that sends Davis to third. Meanwhile, count is 0-2 here. Wayne against Cope. Runners at first and second for WSA. Driven foul. 111 pitches now for Cope. Would assume this is his last inning, if not his last batter, as that pitch count has gone well into triple digits. The 0-2. Got him for another strikeout. So that's now 6 Ks for Cope. Gonna play the plate there. TNXL gets themselves another run. That's now a 9-1 lead as Rosendo sacrifice fly into right, allows Davis to score. Zachary Pollock at the plate now for WSA. Next pitch will be 114 here for Cope. Misses in the outside corner. That counts 2-0. Pollock at the plate 0 for 2. And believe that may be the end of the day here for RJ Cope. Yep, that'll be the end of the day for Georgia's top-ranked left-handed pitcher in the class. Assuming, I can't, maybe they will keep him in there, but he's thrown 114 pitches. Runners at first and second here. Get to see RJ turn over the ball. He gets some smacks in the back, so he's actually going to stay in there. The message just got to be, just get us out of this inning. It's got 2-0 count to Pollock. Mencho at second. Donald's at first. 2-0 count here to Zachary Pollock. Pops him up. Who's got it? Nobody's got it. More magic for WSA as another run score, seemingly a routine out. Not sure if no one called it, no one knew who to get it, who was going to have that ball, but that's another run for WSA. It's now 5-1, and man, just Angels in the outfield. It's all happening for WSA as what should have been a routine play to bring an end to this inning. Instead results in another run to now make it 5-1. Gabriel Soto, ninth batter in the order, is up as Pollock's got himself an RBI. Count here is 0-2 to Soto. Fouls that off. Cope is now allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 4 2/3. Comes with the 0-2, check swing, got him. So Soto goes down on strikes. Cope gets 7 strikeouts. He's thrown 119 pitches. WSA adds more off of what should have been a routine play just beyond the second baseman there towards center field. And WSA's extended that lead, 4-run lead. TNXL, meanwhile, has got a 9-1 advantage over PDG as that one's in the 6th inning. Meanwhile, Peyton Warner has thrown just 75 pitches as this is on its way into the bottom of the 5th. Jay Stardar, last batter in the order, is due up here for Georgia Premier. Let's go Stardar, Durham, and Wall here in the 5th for the Sox. We've got Jacob Barber at the plate here for PDG. Jackson Roberts is at first. PDG got their first run of the game in the 5th inning. It was Jonathan Vuspokis getting an RBI triple. Yeah, I mean Warner, you can't knock Warner for going completely down like that on the throwdown, covering his head with his glove. I mean, he had a really scary moment earlier, getting hit in the shoulder area on the throwdown. All right, so it'll be Jay Stardar, the left fielder, to lead things off for Georgia Premier. They've had 3 hits in this game. First one's driven opposite field. It's on its way into the corner. Dardar is going to have extra bases. Jay Stardar is making his way to second. He's going to hold there. He, in fact, will. Leadoff double for Jay Stardar. Is that the moment that Georgia Premier needs to really get their bats going? They've had runners in scoring position. They have not been able to capitalize. They have been held silent since C.J. Wall homered in the 1st inning. But they'll have Reeston Durham step in, their leadoff hitter, with a runner in scoring position here in the 5th. Durham is 0 for 2. He's been a strikeout victim twice of Warner. Durham shows bunt. That one goes foul. And Durham has been twice a victim of a Warner strikeout, as has Jason Phillips and Knox Williams. 8 Ks in this game overall. Gets the bunt down. Third base has it. Does he have a play at first? They get the lead runner, but Dardar able to make it to third. So productive out there for Reeston Durham. Now here's C.J. Wall, who hit that 1st inning homer, 103 miles an hour off the Arkansas recruit's bat. Native of Austria. Say, Jack, he was there until he was about 5 years old.
Yeah, he was there until he was in Austria until he was 5. Then he moved to Virginia. He was in Virginia for 2 years. Went from Virginia, went to where the same middle school as Gio Douglas and all those other Stoneman Douglas guys.
Gio Rojas.
Gio Rojas, not Gio Douglas. Get my words mixed up. But went to Stoneman Douglas's middle school. Transferred from there, went to TNXL, and then ended up moving up to Statesboro to attend Georgia Premier.
All right.
It's a rundown of his whole life right there.
There you go. Well, native of Austria nonetheless. He's already homered in this game. He's got a 1-1 count here. He's got a runner at third. Reeston Durham pushing Dardar along off that sack bunt. Well, Mason Miller is up for PDG with the runner at second. Comes at 2-1. Wall watches that for strike 2. 4 hits in this game for Georgia Premier, but just 1 run to show for it. Peyton Warner, 82 pitches, going to give himself a chance to gather himself as he stalks around the mound. All right, here he goes. Comes a 2-2. Spikes that gets away from the catcher, and Dardar is going to score. So he crosses the plate off of a mishap there by the WSA catcher, and that's going to make it 5-2. So just ball spiked and couldn't get a handle on it. Allows Dardar to score. So bases are clear, but the count's now full here to Wall. Well, wild pitch over there in TNXL and PDG, and PDG's got run number 2. So Robert scores. There's 2 down in the inning. Big swing and a miss by Wall. He goes down on strikes. That is K number 9 in this game for Warner. Now he's got Cam Jackson, who's hitless. Misses, counts 1-0. 2 down, nobody on. Georgia Premier's gotten their first run since the first inning. Warner 86 pitches into this. Again, he's got 9 strikeouts. He's walked 2, about 4 hits. That one's in play, overstop at shortstop's head, so be a runner aboard now with 2 down. I'm going to bring up R.J. Cope. Cope, 119 pitches that he's thrown on the mound. Can't imagine he comes out for another inning. Certainly like to help his side out here with a big moment with 2 outs in the 5th and 1 on. TNXL's got that 9-2 lead, meanwhile, against PDG. Cope holds off. That's ball 1. It's a 1-0 to Cope. Big swing and a miss. That count's going to be even. That was 90.6 from Warner. McGurk's back on the mound here for PDG. He's got Melendez to start off that inning, so it'll be Danny Melendez, Jensen Veras, and Alex Adesas due up for TNXL. Comes a 1-1 to Cope. He holds. That's going to be 2-1. So 1-run scoring for Georgia Premier in this. Catcher Slade Wayne just couldn't stop a bouncing offering from Warner from getting away from him. Allowed Jace Dardar to score from 3rd. And a stolen base. It's as though the pickoff attempt just got away from the first baseman. Our camera didn't pan over to see exactly what happened, but seemingly that's how that played off. The runner sliding into 2nd. Cam Jackson now at 2nd base, so another runner in scoring position for Georgia Premier. 2-1 count here to Cope. He swings through that, counts now even. 9 strikeouts for Peyton Warner. He has met every challenge that he has been given by this Georgia Premier lineup. Comes the 2-2 to Cope. He goes opposite field, and that is a foul ball. Warner taking his time. Cope calls for timeout. Again, you got Cam Jackson at second. 1 run has scored for Georgia Premier here in this inning. Warner gathers, deep breath, comes a 2-2. 101.3 off the bat of RJ Cope on its way into center field. Is that going to be trouble? And he's got his head down. Here comes a run. Cope's going to make his way to second base. RJ Cope's got himself an RBI double and another run for Georgia Premier. It's now a 5-3 ball game. And one of the top two-ways in the state of Georgia in the class of 2026 overall comes through with a massive moment, 101.3 off his bat. And you can see the reaction from Peyton Warner just ducking down, man. That was the last thing he wanted to see, was a big bat coming through with that moment. And the first run driven in off of a bat anyway by a Georgia Premier player since the first inning. C.J. Wall homered. Now R.J. Cope has delivered an RBI double. The other run scoring off of a what we'll quantify as a wild pitch. So it's a 5-3 lead here for WSA, and brings up Ben Laracy. So the tying run now stepping in for Georgia Premier. And how big does that moment seem that should have ended the 5th inning? A pop-up into shallow center field that drops and another run scores that crucial 5th run for WSA. Laracy tripped up on that inside pitch. We're talking about a 4-3 game right now if that moment doesn't break WSA's way, and they are clinging to that 2-run lead. There are 2 down here in the inning. Cope at second, Laracy at the plate. Laracy holds off, counts now even. .95 pitches for Warner. He's gone 20 plus here in the 5th inning. It's strike 2. He's got 9 strikeouts, allowed 6 hits, 2 walks. What does he have on this 1-2 for Laracy? Taking his time, delivers, holds off. Now 97 pitches. Meanwhile, TNXL's got that 9-2 lead. Got a runner at second with Melendez, Veras at the plate. Warner on this 2-2. Right down the middle, 10 strikeouts for Peyton Warner as R.J. Cope is left stranded. Georgia Premier gets 2 back, but man, Warner 10 Ks against this vaunted Georgia Premier lineup, and he has been up to the task. As WSA tries to earn that spot on Championship Friday, TNXL seems destined for their spot. They lead 9-2. Melendez at second, Veras at first. Alex Adesis at the plate. They've put together 9 runs on 9 hits. Mason Miller, meanwhile, is into pitch now. He's thrown 6 pitches. One of the top 20-29s in the nation. He's got a 2-0 count here against Adesis, dangerous hitter. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound for Georgia Premier, so after 119 pitches, R.J. Cope's day is over with. And a number 23 not actually listed on their roster, so we'll wait and see who the new arm is in this one. We'll need some assistance here from the track man as scoreboard operators hanging out in the scout tower. Yeah, no 23 listed on our roster at all. So we will wait and see for scoreboard to update with a new pitcher's name. But they'll be facing Gabriel Diaz, Thomas Glenn, and Anthony Isofano here for WSA in the 6th inning. There's the throwdown, and this 6th inning will get underway. Diaz, the leadoff hitter, is 0 for 2. And seemingly the whole world trying to figure out who's pitching for Georgia Premier, as our scoreboard has not updated yet. Diaz ropes the first pitch into right field, and he's got himself a leadoff single, 93.7 off the bat. And that's Eric Del Carmen is the new pitcher for Georgia Premier. He was listed as number 35, but Del Carmen wearing number 23. Seminole State signee, 67th ranked outfielder in the state of Georgia in the class. He's number 302 overall, 5'9", 171-pound righty. He's got a runner at first off that leadoff single from Gabriel Diaz, Thomas Glenn, the Memphis signee, at the plate. TNXL lead is expanded to 10-2 in the 6th.
And if you're TNXL right there, if you're PDG right there, that is the last thing you want to happen. Is you're already down by, at that point they were down by
7.
By 7 or by 6 runs, and now they're down by 7 because of a walk. That is, or no, they were down by 7. Now they're down by 8. Yeah, it's a 10-2 game. We're just waiting for the scoreboard to update on that one. But that is the last thing you want to do. Is you're already down by a lot, and you're letting your mental and physical errors kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, right now they got Mason Miller on the mound, so that's pretty cool to watch.
Watch him work. Yeah. Yeah, walking into a tough situation regardless.
Yeah.
All right, so Thomas Glenn just got, did he get hit by a pitch? Yeah, Thomas Glenn just got hit by a pitch by Del Carmen. So now I'll have him at first and second. So Glenn heading down to first. Diaz now manning second, and that brings up Anthony Isofano. Nobody out here in the 6th. Georgia Premier needs outs, and certainly WSA thinking insurance runs. Oh man, slipped. I think if CJ Wall realizes that Diaz slips, he's making that throw down to second, but didn't quite see it. Was instead watching the runner at first.
So on the mound right now for Georgia Premier is Eric Del Carmen.
Yep.
A Seminoles Is that Seminole?
Seminole State, yeah.
College?
Yeah, where you been? We've already been talking about this.
Really?
Yeah, the people know. The people are already aware that that's Eric Del Carmen.
Okay. Wow.
It's an out on its way into right field. Runner taken off from second to third, so they'll have him at the corners with one out. Just kind of a looping swing from Isofano, but he's out number one. But Diaz reaches third after tagging up, so still 2 on. Got William Mencho up. It's now an 11-2 lead for TNXL. Just waiting on our scoreboard to update on that one. I feel like our scoreboard operators have gone to sleep. Maybe we had a couple mishaps up there on TrackMan, but it's an 11-2 lead for TNXL on that one. There's the back pick throw from Wall. A little scary business doing that with the runner at third. That's when we talk about the confidence of the catcher. You have to have supreme confidence in your arm to make that throw when you got a guy 90 feet away from giving a team a bigger lead in bracket play. But while making that throw regardless, I believe that's going to be the end of the game here in TNXL and PDG. Yeah, we're going to have our handshake there. That one's over with. That's an 11-2 win for TNXL. So they have earned their spot on Championship Friday, and TNXL awaits the winner here of WSA and Georgia Premier. So congratulations to the Ducks. They're marching on. We'll see them tomorrow morning here at 10 a.m. We'll see who joins them as we can now cut to our single view as we watch the post-game handshake. Mencho skies out to center field. Runner tags up from third, and there's a key 6th run for WSA. Mencho sac fly RBI. Here's Eric Flores, got himself 2 runs driven in during the second inning. And now 6-3 lead for WSA. The throw to second and plenty of time. Great job, Cam Jackson, with the swooping glove action, able to get him on that throw from Wall. And great job by Wall on that, throwing into the runner's lane as opposed to just throwing straight to the bag. Nice swipe there from Jackson. Brings an end to it, but WSA has added one more back. They lead 6-3. It's commercial time. We'll be back with more from LakePoint Sports.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Welcome back. Peyton Warner is back on the mound here for WSA. They've got that 6-3 lead over Georgia Premier. And we've got Bryson Harris at the plate, followed by R.J. Groomster and Jason Phillips. And a point of clarification here, I was already punching TNXL's ticket into the next round. So they have to wait. They play the loser of this game. And the winner of that will play the winner of this game on Friday at 10 a.m. So if we were to play this thing out, it would technically, at this point, be WSA playing tomorrow at 10 a.m., waiting a winner of TNXL and Georgia Premier. So it's a double elimination tournament. So we'll see if that plays itself out or if Georgia Premier can keep pushing back and force WSA into that next matchup, because that's a 1:30 game that we were anticipating, but looks like it's going to get started a little bit later than that as we're still here in the 6th inning. So TNXL has earned themselves a spot in the next game today, and then again we'll get the winner of this one. So Harris at the plate, and they get the loser of this one. Harris to second, the shortstop. Excuse me, I'm losing my place here, and that's out number 1. I'm used to seeing multiple games. So you go to one game and it's all in your face, and you got to rein everything in. But we're there. So Harris is out number 1. So Harris in the ground out. That'll bring up R.J. Groomster, Purdue recruit. Groomster's 0 for 2. Peyton Warner has 10 strikeouts in this game. He's thrown 102 pitches. Georgia Premier scored 2 runs in the 5th inning. One off of a pass ball, another one from an RBI double from R.J. Cope. Cope was left stranded at second off of an inning-ending strikeout from Warner to push his total to double digits. Comes in the 2-0 to Groomster. That's a strike in the outside corner. Warner's velo been really holding steady. He's been in that 91 to 88 range for most of this on the fastball. Right down the middle, Groomster out. Can't make the glove play on that. Nice job at second base, though. Great glove work by Gabriel Diaz. Warner pokes his glove out, couldn't stop it. Diaz had him covered, though. Athletic throw from second for the second out. Brings up Jason Phillips. It was nearly triple digits off the bat of Groomster. But a bouncing grounder. Diaz does the rest. Oh, can't lay off that pitch. Now 0-2. Ball that was just rising on him, and he couldn't let it be. So Phillips, who's already struck out twice, he's got an 0-2 count. He goes back foul. If there are college coaches watching this and Peyton Warner's not on your radar after what he's done to this lineup, I think it's about time. This guy has earned everyone's attention in this performance. Misses high there. I just jinxed him. That was my fault, Peyton. I'll take that. But yeah, you talk about how do you handle, how do you navigate a lineup where you've got a Texas, you go Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, top 4 hitters in this lineup. You go down further, you got R.J. Groomster on his way to Purdue. And we're talking about 10 strikeouts against this lineup. He's now got a 2-2 count here against Phillips. It has been ultra impressive, and he has been up to the task. He's got a 2-2 count here. Phillips jumps on that. That's 107.9. That's on its way into left field. Can't make the diving catch. So Phillips is going to be standing at second, and he will hold there. 2-out double for Jason Phillips. He comes back, had struck out twice against Warner. Looked maybe like that was going to be strike 3 on that inside pitch. The AB continues, and he tattoos that ball, 107.9. Pollock tries to make a diving catch into left field, but couldn't glove it. And now you've got runner at second base in the form of Phillips, and Warner's thrown 112 pitches.
Well, and it's getting into difficult times for Warner, because guys this is their third time seeing him, and you're about to get guys getting into their fourth time seeing him.
Yeah.
And when you see a pitcher that many times, you understand things as you go.
You've seen everything, right?
Yeah,
There's no surprises.
You've watched guys get things you haven't, and it's just.
But so
treacherous waters.
So he struck out Jason Williams, who just hit that double twice. He's got Knox Williams twice as well. And then he's got Jay Stardar, who's next up once. So I honestly, that inside pitch, and I don't know if Warner thought it was too. I thought that was strike 3, but the AB continued, and Phillips took full advantage. Ooh, that was vicious, but it's going to be ball 1.
I think if we had ABS here, we'd get some challenges.
Yeah. Avery Hunt and I have talked about that. I think that would be the worst thing to ever happen to this facility, is if we somehow got ABS, because every batter would want to take advantage of that. Here comes the 1-1 to Williams. Swings through it, strike 2. Again, he's already struck out twice. This is the same predicament that Williams found himself in. But he redeemed himself with a nearly 108-mile-an-hour double. What does Knox Williams have in store? Here comes the 1-2 from Warner. Runner at second, 2 down in the inning. Swing, a miss, a third strikeout in the 11th of the game for Warner. We're going to take a break here in studio. WSA continues to lead 6-3 in the ABA tournament.
IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
Welcome back, Cory McCartney, Jack McCartney with you as we're bringing you coverage of the ABA tournament. Surprising turn of events as WSA's Cinderella run continues. They lead 6-3 over Georgia Premier here in the 7th inning. It's Eric Flores, Michael Donalds, and Slade Wayne due up for WSA. Arguably, I'd say arguably, unequivocally one of the best stories that I have seen in my 7 years here at LakePoint Sports in these baseball fields, playing itself out right now with WSA. It is a rarity that we see, and we start talking about the levels of players that we have in these games, where you have guys be able to put a run together like this. And we're talking about doing this against teams that have guys who are going to hear their names called in July's MLB draft. Like, this has been an unbelievable performance by WSA over these last 3 days. And talking to them again after yesterday's ousting of top seed P27, to hear their coaches say that there was just a point in the season where they were in awe of the competition that they were facing. This is the first year of this Wellington Sports Academy program. And for them to put together the run that they have in this league, in this tournament, has just been so much fun to watch. And it is just continuing to play itself out here. Just been an unbelievable run here for a team that went 8-13 in league play to find themselves on the cusp of playing for a championship tomorrow if they can hold off this Georgia Premier team. Again, the loser of this game has to play TNXL immediately after this. The winner of that game gets the winner of this game tomorrow. And the winner of this one has to be beaten twice to be ousted. Del Carmen against, this is Donalds at the plate. Michael Donalds. Again, we got on our social media channels, Donalds yesterday hitting a bases clearing triple in the 8th inning en route to taking down P27. Spikes that, count's going to be even. And I say unheralded, but it's kind of the reality with this Wellington Sports Academy team, right? These Gators have got some players. They've got James Dono, who's a Wake Forest commit, Anthony Isofano on his way to South Alabama. Got Samuel Vatterott in this program, who's the 17th ranked player in Florida in the class of 2029. We've talked about Thomas Glenn, the Memphis signee. But by and large, when you start stacking this roster up against some of the other teams in this league, these guys don't quite have the household names that some of these other ones do, but it doesn't matter. These guys have been up to the task, and they have been an absolute blast to watch over these last few days. 3-1 count here to Donalds. Got Flores is standing at first base. It's the 3-1 from Del Carmen, who took over for R.J. Cope through 119 pitches. Swing and miss, and count will be full. Comes a payoff pitch to Donalds, swings through that. The throw down to second is going to be wide. So Flores swipes the bag, but they get a strikeout of Donalds. So it'll be one down as Slade Wayne steps in. Those last 2 innings for WSA just looming so large right now. Had a pop fly that should have ended the 5th, ends up allowing them to get a 5th run, and then they get a big 6th run in the 6th inning. This could easily be a 1-run ball game right now, but WSA has just had everything break their way. Now they've got another runner in scoring position. Wayne at the plate is 0 for 3. He struck out twice. Check swing, he went. Del Carmen's got 1 strikeout. Cope had 7. To go with 6 walks, gave up 6 hits. Swings through that, now 0-2. Would love to know what the message was for these WSA hitters against Cope, because they were not phased. They were jumping on him early and often. They scored 2 runs in the first and 2 in the second. Swing, a miss, another strikeout for Del Carmen. So 2 Ks now in the inning. So now with 2 down, Zachary Pollock's up with a runner at second. Pollock is 1 for 3. He has an RBI. Wellington Sports Academy Gators leading 6-3 here in the top of the 7th. That's strike 1. Now move to Chase Webster coming in here with runner at second and 2 outs. Webster's got an 0-2 count. 2 strikeouts here in the inning for Del Carmen. Does he make it 3? Spikes that. Counts now 1-2. Gabriel Soto to follow if the inning continues. Comes the 1-2. Misses in the outside corner. Count will be even. Comes your 2-2. Holds there. Count's now going to be full. Chase Webster can work himself a walk with 2 outs. Drives that on its way into right field. That's going to bring an end to the inning. So we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance here for Georgia Premier. Do they fight back and earn themselves a date in that spot on Championship Friday, or does WSA's run continue? We'll be back. You're watching the ABA tournament from LakePoint Sports.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Our action continues. Jace Dardar, we missed his AB. That's okay. He's going to be aboard here to start the 7th. So Dardar's up, and now we'll move to the top of the order, and Reese and Durham. Warner's thrown 117 pitches. That was his 8th hit he's allowed in this game. Wondering there if maybe there was something that looked a little awry in that last pitch from Warner. This coach wants to go out and see it, but they're happy with what they see. Again, 117 pitches. The 2027 is thrown in this game. It's been a gutsy performance from him. And he's now got Reese and Durham, who struck out twice. Sack bunt in his third trip to the plate. He's got Jace Dardar at first. Georgia Premier looking for some magic here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They have trailed the entire game. Durham's got a 2-0 count now. Durham gives that a ride, 93.7 off his bat. That's on its way into right field. Clearly made the catch, though. Still got a runner at first. Really surprised our camera didn't adjust to see what happened on the flight of that ball. But Durham was out number 1. Well-struck ball, but just allowed out here for Georgia Premier. So now 1 down for C.J. Wall. Wall 1 for 3, delivered that home run in the first inning. Oh, man, that's going to be the end of the day for Peyton Warner. And what a fantastic outing, man. Cannot say enough about the performance that he had over 120 pitches. 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 11 strikeouts. Gave up that home run to Wall in the first. But, man, he has been fantastic. 3 straight Ks to end the 2nd inning, back-to-back Ks to end the 4th. Had a strikeout to end the 5th with R.J. Cope stranded at 2nd base. That was strikeout number 10. And then stranded Jason Phillips at 2nd with his 11th K in the 6th inning, the 3rd of Knox Williams. So just a fantastic outing for that 2027, and one I know he'll be talking about for a very long time. So we have a new pitcher here in for WSA. We're going to take a quick break here in studio. I'll tell you about our new arm when we return.
At IHG's Holiday Inn Express, you can take on Miami, Mexico City, or Minneapolis. Fuel up with free hot breakfast, all while earning points for free nights with IHG One Rewards. Guest how you guessed at IHG Hotels and Resorts.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Arm for WSA is Gage Roof, 2026 right-hander. Out of Locache Groves, Florida. Was previously at Seminole Ridge Community High School. 6'1", 215-pounder. We got him with a fastball around 86 miles an hour. But he's now got C.J. Wall, Cam Jackson, and R.J. Cope looming. Misses low. Jace Dardar standing at first base. That one's 111.3 off the bat. Runners taken off That's all the way to the wall. Darter is going to be standing at third. Wall has his second extra base hit of the game, follows up that first inning home run with a double here in the 7th. Trouble brewing now as the tying runs coming aboard here up to the plate for Georgia Premier. Cam Jackson, Oklahoma recruit. Can he keep the chain moving? There's one down in the inning. Gage Roof is taking over for Peyton Warner, who pitched a gem to put WSA in position to make it to Friday's championship. Can Georgia Premier walk this off and spoil the party? Can they shatter Cinderella's slipper? Jackson gives that a ride. That's on its way into the right field corner. Here comes one run. Wall is going to hold at third. A surprising hold at third. So now they'll have runners at first and third for RJ Cope. It's now a 6-4 game. Jack, are you surprised they held Wall?
I mean, kind of not really, because if you have a runner on first and third, you can let the guy on first steal right here, so you're not worrying about the double play.
Sure, but I will say that the hesitation on that throw in, I think Wall makes it if he goes.
But you also don't want to jump the gun and you already have one out, your last time at bat.
Sure.
And let's say RJ Cope, it's a grand, or his.
Well, RJ Cope shoots that, and that is a sky shot. Where it went, nobody knows. RJ Cope's got himself a home run.
Oh, my God.
RJ Cope absolutely delivers 96.7 mile an hour. Look at him skipping around the base pass. RJ Cope's headed home. And, man, I cannot believe this moment for Georgia Premier. The Vanderbilt signee comes through. They got to him at the plate, at the mound. They could not take him down at the plate. RJ Cope delivers, and Georgia Premier has got themselves an epic finish to this one. They are 7-6 winners. Unbelievable performance there by RJ Cope. Delivers the game-winning home run, 96.7 off his bat. Georgia Premier has got themselves a date on Championship Friday as they took down Cinderella WSA. And they got to calm everybody down here. Man, that was unbelievable. What a finish. RJ Cope coming through. I am just tongue-tied after that, man. That was absolutely fantastic of a finish. The Vanderbilt signee comes through with the game-winning home run, and you just know things weren't going his way on the mound. They had gotten to him. 5 innings pitched, allows 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 6 walks. None of it matters, though, as RJ Cope goes 2 for 4 with 4 RBI, including the game-winning 3-run home run to punch Georgia Premier's ticket to Friday's championship. And cannot say enough about WSA and what the Gators did in putting themselves into this position. Peyton Warner was an absolute animal on the mound, over 120 pitches. He struck out 11. And you see the love there for RJ Cope, man. He is never going to forget that moment. That was an epic ending for Cope. And again, I go back to his performance on the mound. Not what we expected to see from one of the top two-way players in the nation, but he showed why he's not just an arm. He is one of the best bats in this country as well, as he came through and delivered the game-winning home run for Georgia Premier. What an absolute unbelievable finish there as Georgia Premier spoiled the party. Cinderella's slipper was shattered, but WSA going to get their opportunity. They will now play TNXL. The winner of that game tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., is going to get Georgia Premier as they'll play for that championship. Who will it be? You do not want to miss this one. As you just saw, these last few games, these last few days have been an unbelievable run for us here at the LakePoint Sports Baseball Village. Just some fantastic finishes here, just some really surprising turn of events, and it got no better than what we just saw from RJ Cope. If you can't make it out to the Baseball Village, you can find all the games from the ABA tournament. Those are available via LakePoint Live, powered by Aware TV and Pixelot. We've got you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Don't miss this broadcast. It'll be on Facebook, X, and YouTube, available for free like all of our broadcasts here at LakePoint Sports. You're not going to want to miss that one. Until then, For producer Cory McCartney, for producer Jack McCartney, I'm sorry if I'm tongue-tied. A moment like that takes you out of everything, but we're going to get this under control. We got you tomorrow. We're coming back, championship game. Until next time, for Cory McCartney, for now, we're signing off from LakePoint Sports.